Alrighty guys, so today I'm going to give you a quick little setup on how I set up my stand Shootoff heavy metal release. So I'm going to go through the steps I do to set up my release and how I like to have it set up and how you can set up your own way at home. So let's get into it. Okay, so here we have the stand Shootoff heavy metal version, and what makes it the heavy metal version? It's solid copper, I think. I think they normally use brass in most releases, but Stan for some reason decided to do a copper version, and the latest one is anodized. They've covered the copper to stop this tarnishing look. You can see it gets a little bit tarnished where my fingers don't touch, which isn't the prettiest, and it smells like metal. So it's not the flashiest looking release, but let me tell you, it works great and it is dead set heavy. So the first thing we need to do is get up our travel setup. So the travel screw is here, and here's your lock screw. So the first thing we need to do is loosen off that lock screw. I don't know, I think sometimes they say you don't have to loosen them off, but I like to loosen it off anyway. Put that in there. Loosen that off, just half a turn. Now, so to how we get our travel set, we lock it in, and then we go into our travel. We'll wind it back until it goes off. We'll go in whichever way it is until it goes off. Okay, so now it won't lock. See, it won't lock down. So now if I go back, it will lock. So now I keep going, there. That's the point where it's clipping on that edge. So I go back half a little fraction. There it is there. So now I go back a little bit. Now it should have no travel whatsoever. You can tell by how much travel it is by how far it moves when you lock it in. See that? See the top? Just jumps a little. Let's add a bit of travel to it, and I'll show you what I mean by seeing the thumb peg move. Loosen that off a bit. Now I shoot. Now watch how much that peg jumps. See? Watch it jump when I look it on. So that's how far your travel is. It's going to jump that far. You're going to move that far before you have to push it. So I like it with no travel. So I set mine up just so it's no trouble whatsoever, just before it goes off. Going into it, it's just about to go now, pop. Okay, so now I go back a fraction, make sure it still locks in good. Perfect. Okay, so now if we see, let's see how much travel I've got. None. Perfect, so that's how I like it. No travel on the movement side of things. Focus in, focus in. So we have no movement now. Next thing is to set how hot we want it, how much pressure it takes to move to set that off, and that is here. So first thing, before we do that, let's tighten up that lock screw. Okay, lock screw tightened up. So now we've done our travel. The travel is set. Perfect. Next thing is the heat. And I like it pretty hot. So same thing again, we need to loosen off that lock screw. Which is the little one in between the two big ones. And then this one here is your travel adjustment. Now we'll do the same thing, we'll lock it down and then rotate it out until it goes off. Bang, there it is there. So now it won't lock this way because of the tension. So if I go back now, there it is there. That's the point. You can feel it half catch. So now if I go back 1/8 of a turn, that is now at the release's hottest setting. And look at that. I just bump it. I reckon you could blow on it and it'll set it off. That is so hot. It's ridiculous. What's something I could do to test how hot it is? The weight of my sunglasses will set it off. So not even half the weight of my sunglasses will set it off. So that's how hot it can be, the old stand Shootoff. So you can get hot, but how I like it is just a little fraction colder. So now I'll do like say half a turn. Let's feel that. That's feeling pretty good. Maybe 1/8 of a turn more. Okay, so 1/8 of a turn. There's that. I'll tell you, just the tiniest fraction makes a big difference. Okay, that's good. Now, okay, so now we have the travel set and our heat set, how hot we want it. We need to set up our peg and how we like to have the peg. So how I like to have the peg is a little bit different to most people. So what I like to do, so when you loosen these two off, and now you can adjust where you like to have your peg set, whether it's really with the thumb tip. If it was with the thumb tip, you might have it there. Pull it back into it. Or say if you like to have it in there, you might have it at the back setting. Depending what knuckles you like. As they say, there's probably 3. There's a fingertip. Not many people use the fingertip. Greg uses a fingertip. Then there's the first knuckle, and then the second knuckle. So it depends on how you like to have it set up, but I like to have it a little bit different. I like to take these screws completely out. Because I have longish fingers. So what I like to do, instead of, so how it comes, you have one hole in there and one hole in there, and if you want it shorter you can have it there. But what I do to make it even longer, I just set it on that one and just use one screw. Okay, so I like to have it so it's just there on the one thing. So we put this through here, attach it to this one. Now they say it comes with 2, so it gives you, so because see, it's got nothing to lock it in. There's no locking in thing. But because I run it so hot, I don't really need that second locking screw. I just do this one up tight enough. So I just line it up, and I normally like to run it pretty much parallel with this bar here. A little bit this way, just like that. So now I have a full extension. I'll just tighten this up nice and tight. So how does that feel? So now, if you can see, it sits perfect in that little nook there. Bang. And now I can go off with me just pulling back rather than me using it. So instead of using my thumb to punch it, now I can just sit it back in that second knuckle and let it go. And that is just a fraction too hot, so let's take that back a tiny bit more. Loosen that screw off. And just maybe another quarter turn in. Lock it back off. A little bit too much. That's better. So now I've got it set up. Fits in my hand nice and perfect. And I can still have my knuckles stretched out like this, see, because if it was any shorter I couldn't get it in there without my knuckles being stretched out. If it was deep and I had it bent over, then I could fit it in there. But if I have the knuckles stretched out straight, I need to have this bar extended as far as possible so I can get it right into that second knuckle. So now when I'm set up, it's there. Boom. So that is it, guys. Alright guys, so that is it. That's how I set up my Stan Shootoff heavy metal version release. So if you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit all the other buttons for me, and I'll see you again soon for another video.